realize that most of us were raised with, don't make me pull this car over, I'll give you something to cry about, right? And so force, coercion, manipulation. And again, in the beginning, and some of you guys I know are at the very beginning, and so I just want you to realize the struggle of making this giant philosophical shift away from force and fear and intimidation, which we were raised with, to support, assistance, and encouragement. It all sounds good, but when we're working with a child who we feel so frustrated with, it's so easy to go back to that manipulation and that fear. And so I remember the first time it said, how do I help a child be successful? I was like, well, sit down, then you'll be successful in my room. I mean, like, I don't know what you mean. Like, I didn't understand, because again, everything that I knew came from force. Everything that I knew came from coercion. So I couldn't even wrap my head around that phrase of how do I help a child be more successful. It just honestly, in the first couple years, didn't make sense to me. And so I was in this Head Start and working with a little guy who had lots and lots of behavior issues. He was 3 years old. And so I was out on the playground modeling with an assistant some language and things. And so we were playing things, and I was stopping him and moving him to other things to try and help her with language about how to transition him. And we were just doing it in a small one-on-one setting. And then the grandpa came out, and the grandpa was his caretaker. So the grandpa was talking to me and talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. And the little boy walked up, and he tapped me on the leg, and I bent down, and he spit water all down the front of me. And about that minute, the grandpa goes, what I tell you, you can't do that. That's why they don't even let you come to this school all the time. You are so bad, they're not going to let you. And he was just giving it to this kid. And you guys have these experiences, right? Where you're standing and a parent is berating a child and you're frozen, you don't know what to do. So I did stop, breathe, wish well. That kind of cuts the intensity. And then I knelt down and I said to the little boy, I was talking to Grandpa for a long time, and you were interested in me noticing you on the swing, and you weren't sure how to ask me, so you spit water down the front of me. If you would like me to, you may not spit water down the front of me. If you would like me to notice you on the swing, tap me on the shoulder and say, Miss Jill, come watch me on the slide. And the grandpa goes, great, you just told him it's okay. I can't believe what you just did. Oh my gosh, that was horrible, you know. And so I looked at the little boy again. I took a big deep breath and I said, if you want me to notice you anywhere on this playground, tap me on the shoulder. So I kept talking to the grandpa. What do you know? 3 or 4 different times the little boy walked up, tapped me on the shoulder, said, Miss Jill. And the grandpa was like, wow, who knew? But that's what she means when she says, how did I help that little boy be successful? Do you see that I was supporting and teaching and guiding and encouraging, and I was teaching him a skill, but because I came to the situation with the best version of myself, I offered this big teaching piece as opposed to just condemning and telling him, you know, what he shouldn't do.